Washington on Saturday, President Donald Trump finally realized his long-held desire for a military parade, reminiscent of those seen in North Korea, to coincide with his birthday. The event featured tanks and rocket launchers traversing the streets of the capital city, though it attracted smaller than anticipated crowds. In a brief speech lasting 8 minutes, Trump remarked, "Every other country celebrates their victories. It's about time America did too." This statement came after a 2-hour parade along Constitution Avenue, during which Trump mostly sat and appeared disinterested, though he occasionally stood to salute the passing troops and military equipment. Trump and his administration have asserted that the parade was actually intended to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Army's founding by the Continental Congress in 1775, rather than Trump's 79th birthday. It remains uncertain whether similar $45 and million parades will be held this year for the Navy and the Marine Corps, which were also established in 1775. Neither Trump nor the Pentagon has mentioned any such plans. Vice President James David Vance, speaking before Trump at the lectern, described Trump's forthcoming remarks as the main event of the evening. Despite Trump's efforts to generate excitement for the event, attendance was sparse, with significantly fewer people on the National Mall than would typically be present for a 4th of July celebration. Furthermore, the turnout for Trump's parade was overshadowed by the millions who participated in approximately 2,000 anti-Trump No Kings protests across cities and towns nationwide. Trump delivered his speech less than 1,000 feet from where he had previously incited tens of thousands of his supporters on January 6, 2021. On that day, Trump encouraged them to march to the Capitol to pressure his own vice president into granting him a second term, despite having lost the 2020 election. More than 140 police officers were assaulted by Trump supporters, with one officer dying hours later and 4 others dying by suicide in the following weeks and months. Trump, who avoided military service during the Vietnam War due to a doctor's note diagnosing him with bone spurs, has wanted a military parade since he took office. His transition team initially sought tanks and other military equipment for his inaugural parade, reminiscent of those seen in Red Square or North Korea. However, the Pentagon was able to veto the idea, citing concerns over authoritarian optics and potential damage to Washington, D.C. streets from tanks weighing 75 tons with steel treads. He made another attempt 2 years into his presidency for a 4th of July parade, but ultimately relented. At that time, the vice chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff reportedly advised Trump that military parades are characteristic of dictatorships. Additionally, leaked cost estimates in the tens of millions of dollars persuaded Trump to settle for a rally speech with military equipment displayed in front of him instead. After returning to office despite his attempted self-coup and the resulting criminal prosecutions, Trump did not abandon his desire for a military parade this time.